Welcome to step number 4 of the second chance protocol, and after mastering mindful eating, right now it's time to actually reclaim your shape, reclaim a body that you can finally respect and love. And of course, the idea here is in this specific step is to understand that it's not about twisting or transforming yourself into something that you can finally love and then you can start appreciating yourself. It's actually understand that you need to create self-care, self-acceptance, and self-love from the start in such a way that you can create continuity and consistency. And in these specific steps, you will understand the main keys to actually understand how to reclaim your shape and health without cardio or complicated protocols. So obviously at the core of this step there is movement and exercise, and you do need to understand that you need to make this part of your life in such a way that it becomes something natural, in such a way that it becomes self-care and not checking the box. To best understand, let's make this analogy here. Some people actually look at this specific physique or something of that nature and you actually feel like and want this specific physique. And as you, it doesn't matter how far you are from this, and as you actually get this or actually want to get this, you feel like there is a specific something that you actually have to do, right? There is a diet that you need to actually adhere to for a specific period of time, and then when you finish you can actually stop, and there will be some sort of exercise. It could be Zumba, it could be CrossFit, it could be cardio classes, hours of cardio, EMS, obviously some pills on the bottom. There is in some minds out there, the idea that you have to specifically follow a formula or a protocol or multiple protocol at a time in such a way that you can go from where you are right now, stress from emotional eating with a physique that doesn't reflect who you are, to actually be able to lose up to 3 dress sizes and finally get into that amazing dress. Yet there is not one thing that you need to do, there is things or skills that you need to acquire when it comes to workout, when it comes to movement, when it comes to nutrition. And again, it's not going to be a specific thing you need to do, but skills that you need to improve and better understand. In front of that skills, there is always two trajectory. Number one is the physical trajectory, the one that you are in control of, and then there is the psychological trajectory that you're still in control of, but most of the time you end up self-sabotaging yourself with, which is basically no time, I'm stressed, I'm not gonna do it, my body's not reacting fast enough, so I need to quit, I'm going to vacation, so I can only do this diet for this specific time, and then obviously I'm gonna let myself go, right? So this sounds familiar, I'm sure, right? And as you do that, every single time you basically quit, right? And then you tell yourself a story that the protocol is not working, so that protocol was wrong, so I need a different protocol. And obviously I hate to break it to you, but you don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? And obviously the only way that you're gonna be able to build that body like that, and actually the way that you, in this specific step, you start reclaiming your body, it doesn't matter how far in the journey you are, is understanding the compound effect of our decision, right? There is action, there is time, and then there is the compound effect. So what you see in a year from now or in 6 months from now is the reflection of the positive or negative action you will take on a given time. Everything compounds at the end, okay? And the funny part is that some decision you take, you might not see the positive or negative outcome to a very specific time, to a very long period of time from now. And then one day, let's say you took a positive action, you wake up and you finally see in the mirror what you like to see, and you say, what did I do yesterday? I did something different yesterday. What did I eat yesterday, right? Because now I see what I like. Yet it's not what you did yesterday, it's what you did in a 6 months to a year time, right? So how do you understand that? Is that if you see health like workout and exercise as checking the box, in other words, most people see that way, right? I'm gonna do these classes so I can check the box that I did it, and then I feel good about myself. I'm gonna go for a walk because I have to go for a walk. I'm gonna meditate because I have to meditate, because my coach said that to me, right? Every time you do that, and every time you see exercise and workout and movement this way, is something that you feel forced to do from somebody else, and you never really, number one, enjoy, first of all, and second of all, you never really do effectively, because you're gonna just do a workout or a class or a walk just for the sake of doing it and not to enjoy it. In this way, you never get to progress. So instead, what do you do? What do you do what do you need to do if you actually want to get to that specific results? What the difference is from obviously the victim and the victors is people, instead of blaming, finding excuses and even on denial, you need to start taking ownership, accountability, and be responsible for your daily action. Not for the action you're gonna do for a week and then stop, for daily recurrent action. And you need to see exercise as something that you need to actually improve, okay? Funny part, and again, this is another comparison, you would see exercise, you would not see exercise as a skill, but when you see dance, when you see a sport like ice skating, and you see people succeeding on that, and you can also think on any other sport or any other activity you succeeded in the past, you don't become a good dancer, in a day, right? Or you don't become a good ice skater in a day. Yet most people see exercise as something that they need to do one time and then succeed, otherwise they would stop. And again, it comes down for you not enjoying or not becoming good enough into something that you can finally find enjoyment into that. The analogy of you exercising for about a week or two and then not succeeding and quitting would be technically like saying this ice skater would try to actually ice skate for a few times and then she fell down and she would take the ice skate, she would get very frustrated and she would throw it as far as she could, right? That would mean that she would never become good on something. So instead of you seeing exercise as something that you have to check the box, you need to get used to this idea that you need to find health and nutrition as a skill. So as how can I improve on a daily basis, not how many binges am I gonna have to, how many days am I gonna have to go without binging, and the first time I binge I'm gonna stop, or how many days do I have to follow this diet, the first time I mess up the diet or I have a cheat meal I'm gonna stop. Likewise, every time I go to the gym, not if I cannot do exercise correctly, right, then I'm not gonna quit, I'm gonna actually find out what I can improve. So how do you become good on building a skills is number one, doing things from self-care, right, from you enjoying and actually appreciating it. Number two is actually find adherence to exercise. There is no secret that in order for you to build that body like you see here, you need to find some sort of enjoyment into doing weights, okay? So you will need to actually do weights from the house, or you would need to do weights in the gym, right? And on top of that, you need you need to engage in some sort of conditioning cardio, HIIT interval trainings, or body movement. Obviously done from the house again or done from the gym, or doesn't really matter the location, but you need to actually improve and progress this thing. On top of that, you would need to actually find a way for you to be able to move more and more than often. Okay, I don't want you to go 8 hours a day walking, but you do need to find some kind of an engagement and some kind of a progression for you going a few times a week, walk for anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes at least. But of course, you need to progress that. Not doing that, you would never be able to create what you see here, self-care, and you will never be able to create that body from a prospect of self-care. So if you actually want to go from where you are today, to actually build a skill and to actually look something like that, as you see on the right here, and again, this will be a step out of 9 steps. You do need to understand and master the prior steps, but before and foremost, you actually need to understand that you need to create some sort of reset on your habits, and you need to actually be able to progress, okay? This is the idea. And as you can see here, this reclaiming your shape phase is only one of steps of the actually 9 steps. So if you haven't seen the prior steps, find your emotional trigger, understand nutrition, the knowledge and the toolbox that you need to know as far as strategy and mindful eating mastering, I encourage you to go back, because the results you see here on the next page here, when we meet Pilar, that she came to me with a problem of very low confidence and emotional eating, and she told me that if she could not see something changing on her life, she was gonna resort to liposuction, cannot be achieved when this kind of results cannot be achieved if you only master part of the second chance protocol here. You need to actually do the whole thing, and you need most likely to get some sort of accountability and coaching from us as well. As you can see here, Pilar, she came with me very alarmed of her not changing, and she said, if I'm not able to change, if I'm not able to actually see myself in a dress that I can love, I'm not gonna be able to accept myself, and then I will need to resort to liposuction. If you can see here, in the short of 3 months, this was what Pilar was looking like. And again, today, she's able to wear whatever dress she wants, and that tells me that not only she achieved the look she wants, but she was able to mold her confidence and create self-love and self-acceptance in her life. Here you see Marisa. Marisa, she came with me with a problem of depression. She was engaging into very bad habits of emotional eating and constant cravings created from her inflexible metabolism, and she came with me taking medication for depression, and she told me I really need to find something because I'm desperate and I need to change my life. And as you can see here, it took her 25 weeks, but as you can see here, this is a real transformation, and she really learned the keys to maintain this whole thing. So if you are really ready to actually change, and if you want help, and if you find yourself that you cannot stop your emotional eating, you cannot stop your triggers, and you find yourself trapped into this body that you can no longer accept, and your tangible results that you're looking for is really dropping dress sizes after dress sizes and weight in such a way that you can finally really fit that dress that makes you feel so good, and make you accept yourself so much and give you a lot of happiness and confidence afterwards. I want you to actually take a spot. I'm willing to give 35 minutes of my time, either me or one of my coaches, that is gonna really go deep into your particular situation, and we're gonna be able to actually see what is the problem right now in your life. If you're gonna be able to see what's holding you back, you're gonna be able to find a roadmap. We're gonna design a roadmap for you, getting you to go from point A to point B. And if you do feel like we're a good fit to actually work together, we might be able to actually accept in our program, and we might be able to find a good offer for you to be able to do it with us, to be coached, to actually be able to create that amazing body and that food relationship that you actually want and you need. And we're gonna get you there much faster, in a much more structured way, and obviously in a way that is not gonna be a drag, in something that you can finally enjoy the process. For you showing up to the call, when and if you're able to put in a detailed information application, I don't want you to put in a bunch of random words. I want you to look at the question I'm asking. I want you to fill paragraphs of questions, because I'm really looking to be able to see if I can help you. Just for you coming into the call, I will give you this site and this bundle that is hours and hours of content that is worth alone about $600, and you will get this for free just for you showing up to the call. Whether or not you decide to work with us, this is my gift that I decided to give. This is Jerry here. I'm looking forward to talk to you, and I see you on the other side.